Hello everybody and welcome back to another Who Bulletin. Welcome. We're here. We're on YouTube. Calm down, man. We're on telly. Oh shit. Kick the fucking camera. Welcome everyone. How are you all doing this lovely, fine Tuesday evening? We're back with normal scheduling after a few weeks of not really normal scheduling. Last week we did a Nostalgia Bait live. I was joined by my good friend Cooper Britton as we did our live recording of our 50th episode of our podcast, which is very exciting. But this week we're back talking about Doctor Who again, believe it or not. There is some news about Doctor Who being cancelled again, as there is every fucking week for the last 10 years. So we will talk about that. We will do some Whodle. We will do maybe a bit of 13. But today, what I want to talk about was I wanted to kind of focus in and hone in on the Doctor Who action figures. The character options action figures, which have led us all the way through childhood, up to the point where we're now getting a lovely little shooty Gatwa. Look at that! So we've got loads of toys to talk about and get through, and I thought it'd be a really interesting topic of discussion. We have talked about these before, and we will talk about them again. We're going to be talking about it today. Especially because we haven't done it in a while and we haven't talked about toys, and I have strong opinions on whether these toys are getting worse or getting better or what the fuck is going on with character options at the minute. But we've got plenty to talk about, so we'll dive into that in due course. But firstly, a warm welcome to the wonderful viewers here: Dr. Master, Carl, Cybernova DWE 947, Mr. Scarlo, Harry Hughes, Trippy Intellect, Springtrap Lover 2010, and everyone else who's viewing who hasn't yet commented. Feel free to say hello into the chat. Would love to see you. Yeah. The Sun put out a video which just really annoys me, as they just lie and say it failed and Shooty ruined Doctor Who. It really upsets me how they could say that. The Sun... Here's my opinion on the Sun newspaper. Shit. What is that I'm hearing? The waves of objection from the British population? Oh no, I hear silence, because everyone is in agreement that the Sun is shit. I didn't even read the fucking article, but I saw snippets from it, and Jesus Christ, it's just plastered with the same old mildly towing the line, maybe, of like possible racism, possible homophobia, just a splash of everything in there, just to kind of go, oh, Doctor Who failed because Shooty's a bit camp and is black, which is fucking crazy, by the way. Doctor Who's not failing, and I don't think it's not my favourite season of all time. I've said before that I would be happy if the show went on a bit of a pause for a little bit of time. It's not a personal thing, but I would be content with it. I would be fine with that. To give it a bit of a few years off to kind of rework everything and kind of come back with a bang, I would love that. But it's typical. We've seen this before. We've seen chaos in Cardiff. We've seen, Jodie Whittaker's got pregnant and caused chaos in Cardiff, and Chris Dibdall stormed out. We've seen it all before. We've heard it all before. And it's usually, 9 times out of 10, complete bullshit. So bear that in mind when you're looking at the Sun newspaper especially. Christ. But yeah, that is that. We are going to be going into Whodle first of all, because I want to just jump right in, and I want to take as much time as possible to kind of talk about the like toy stuff, because we don't really get to talk about that very often, and I would quite like to do that. So we'll start with Whodle. I feel like I'm quite zoomed out here as well, low key. I mean, I'm kind of like second guessing this now, but it's kind of fucking annoying me, low key. Look at that. Look how impromptu that was, and look how amazing that looks now. There's so much going on today. I mean, you'll probably notice a few things. First of all, you might notice this paint splodge behind me. There is a splodge of paint on the wall. It's not accidental. This weekend I'm planning on painting my walls, so this is the colour it will end up being. That might look black, but it's not. It's actually blue. It's actually a muted blue, and it's actually very nice. We'll see how it reflects light in due course, but I'd say pretty well. Let's have a look. Ooh, like you can still get some colour off that shit. That reflects nicely. You might have also noticed a poster in my background for Small Talks. Hello, what's this? I'm not gonna shut the fuck up about this in a couple weeks' time, so be ready for that. But this is my short film that's coming out in a couple weeks on YouTube, so you can look forward to that. That's the poster for it, and that is it framed on my desk because I'm very proud of things that I've created. Cool. So that's all the weird things you might have noticed. Anyway, let's get into the Whodle. This is a very chaotic episode of the Who Bulletin today, but welcome. What have we got here? What have we got here? Old map. Something in the North Sea. I don't really know. I don't know this one. Maybe under the lake. I know it's not under the sea. What the fuck is this? Oh, Lie of the Land, maybe. Because there's a boat in that one. Hey! Big fucking boat. Yeah, I remember that. Cool. This one looks Silurian-esque. I'm thinking... Cold... Cold Blood. That's the one. In one, George. In one. In one. Who is this geezer? Is it looking like David Tennant era stuff? I'm thinking Planet of the Dead? Nope. Oh, Blink. Blink. Yep. Yeah, because he's the police officer from that fucking thing, isn't he? Of course. Ooh, a sound one. Love a sound one. Well, I can hear something. I can't hear any shit. I can't hear shit. I realised I didn't have my speaker turned on. Let's kill Hitler. Easy. Gosh. It's the regeneration sound effects and it's the music from that episode.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about you.
Hold hard, one-time woman. So, I shall return later. What the fuck is this? Dinosaurs in a spaceship? I don't fucking know. Oh, how to explain the mechanics of temporal flux. I know, Back to the Future. It's like Back to the Future, the film. No, the novelization. Yes, the film. Martin McFly goes back and changes history, and he starts fading away. Oh my god, am I going to fade? What is this from? Is it... this sounds crazy, but do they count the fucking adventure games in this? Planet of the Daleks? No, it's not even called that. Blood of the Daleks. No, that's Blood of the Cybermen. I don't know. Daleks? No, it's not that then. What the fuck is this then? I'm trying to work out. Fucking, I don't know, Flatland. Peter, I'm the Doctor. Go into the past 1 year ago. Let your mind go back. Back to when everything was fine and shining. Everything that happened this year since happened to someone else. Somebody else. It was just a story. A winter's tale. Let go. That's it. That's it. Just let go. Peter? I can't remember this at all. Maybe I'm going crazy. Is this, Mysterio? Dr. Mysterio, maybe? No, Martha? Okay. Completely wrong then. Yeah. A Winter's Tale. Well, that's Shakespeare, so I'm going to assume Shakespeare code. Yeah. That checks it out. That checks out. That checks out. Nikola Tesla? I don't fucking know. What the fuck is this? Underground fucking layer thing? Kablam maybe? Hey, it was Kablam. Nice. Secret wall panel. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cool. What the fuck is this? Looks kind of like Suntaran stratagem. Oh, come on, man. We're on another level today. Yeah, it's the office from that fucking dickhead. Nice. Well, we fucking smashed the Whodle today. How are we feeling about that? So, Doctor Who merchandise is the next big thing. That's what we're talking about today. And there are many websites that sell Doctor Who toys, but there are ones that also document the history of it, and there are a few that I'm trying to find. DoctorWhoToys.net was always one that I remember. I don't know if there's like an order of release. I don't think there is. But I can go back through my childhood, because I remember more of the new series stuff, and we'll talk about classic, right? But I want to talk about the new stuff. And we'll get to 3.75 as well. I'd say something I'd love to find is a photo of me playing with Doctor Who toys. As a kid. That would be perfect. And I should have found that before the fucking stream, to be honest. Come on, George. Come on, George. Oh, look at him cooking straight away. I've got an image I can share with you, which is really funny, which you might all appreciate, I'm sure, as Doctor Who fans. Yeah, you'll probably enjoy this. Hang on a second. So, this little fella's me. That is me, aged 5. Standing in front of a snack dispenser on Christmas Day. This is my first ever Doctor Who set of toys. First ever toys that I got. 2006 was the first year I'd watched Doctor Who. Christmas 2005, I've never even seen it or heard of it, other than like a brief glimpse of Dalek when I was 4 and screamed running away. But 2006 was the year that my dad introduced me to Doctor Who. I watched series 1 and 2 pretty much back to back on DVD. He bought them and we watched them together. He'd already watched them on TV, but we watched them together. I became obsessed. And by the time we got to Christmas, we got some Doctor Who toys. You can see a little Dalek Sec, you can see a little Rose Tyler on the floor, and of course you can see Cassandra and 2 robot spiders. And this isn't me doing a weird flex, but let's have a look at this photo. I also got, amongst other shit, like a fucking Scooby-Doo mystery machine. I'm wearing Doctor Who pyjamas. I've got a Doctor Who toy playset, the TARDIS, and the cyber controller chair. My parents were, brought me up well, and I was very well looked after, and yeah, feel happy with that, because I look back on these memories very fondly, and that's something I wanted to talk about today. Why I wanted to talk about the toys is because they hold a very special place in my heart, as something that there's so many more photos as well. I'm not going to go through all of them because this isn't a fucking like show and tell, but basically they hold a very special place in my heart. Look at that, very cute. They hold a very special place in my heart for being like my introduction to Doctor Who. When I was introduced to Doctor Who, I was introduced to Doctor Who figures and character options. These are my childhood, and I'm very grateful. Look at that! Look at him! Oh, anyway, let's move on from that. But there's a little bit of fun for you. So I'm going to this Doctor Who, and we're just going to talk about the toys and what I remember having, but also just like let's talk about the toys. Let's talk about that, So yeah, this is a website that I believe documents a lot of the ones per series. I don't remember having Jabe. I did have a Slovene, but I didn't have the one with a fucking bodysuit, which is pretty cool. Jack Harkness with a revolver. I never had a Jack Harkness toy. I had this one, not with the cap though. And if it did have a cap, it's gone somewhere. I had that one. Ninth Doctor. There is sort of variants of stuff. Eventually, I did get this Gelf Zombie standard Slovene. I didn't get the editor. Definitely got this bad boy at one point in time. And these ones, and these were brilliant back in the day as well. These were proper good toys. I mean, they weren't really that accurate, sure, but look how good that is. Had the handprint and everything. Mox of Balhoun. I definitely had a couple of those over the years. Very cool. Yeah, Ninth Doctor's a pretty good figure. The one that was a bit shit was the Rose one, and we'll get to that. Yeah, this one. Which I believe is the one that I had in that photo that you just saw. But this is terrible, isn't it? Because of the arms and shit. This is just very, very early character options. They just did what they could, but it wasn't amazing. I definitely had a couple of Autons. In fact, I think I probably got this one. Because I definitely had a Slovene and I definitely had a Space Pig. And I think I got this. with Jack and the Empty Child. I think I got like a couple of the double packs as a kid. Didn't ever own the Gelf Phantom Collect and Build set. Oh shit! I've just went back to Whodle. Damn, hang on. Let me fix that. Shit. Okay. They were really cool. I had a Dr. Constantine. I don't know why, but I did. Sycorax Leader, definitely had that bad boy. There's so many they used to release, and I love it. I loved it. Series 2, and they released a bunch as well. And they sort of marketed them by series as well, which made it so much better. I didn't ever have that, but I did have a spacesuit version. I had a bunch of Cybermen. You know what? I am proud to say I did own a Destroyed Cassandra. This is an unreal figure. We remember this one. Being a Doctor Who fan, growing up in like 2006, 2007, with all these toys coming out, absolutely the best. Absolutely the best. Doctor in Spacesuit with smashed helmet. Didn't have that one, I don't believe, but I had him with a proper spacesuit. Toby Zed. I think I had him, the possessed version of him. I definitely had this. I love this set from Army of Ghosts. Sarah Jane. I don't think I ever had a Sarah Jane until I was older, but I definitely had a K9. I think there was a set that came with Tennant and K9, but I haven't got it here. Clockwork Droids. See the Ood, I definitely had one of those. Dalek Sec, of course I got one of those. I think instead of Dalek Sec, I actually got Cult of Skaro set, which I'm sure it'll either be in here or it'll be in the other one, which is I believe in the probably going to be box sets, right? Yeah. Oh Christ, these are all like the B&M sets and everything. Christ. Oh, it'll be on here somewhere. There was one. This one. Oh no. Ah, I could have sworn there was a proper like Army of Ghosts one with like multiple Daleks and this one here. I had this one. This was the one I had. It came with the 4 Daleks of the Cult of Skaro and the Genesis Arc, which is really cool. Again, they released a lot of variations. I mean, like the same figures, yes, but they did a like great job of like repackaging the same ones into like, different sets and making it more unique and giving unique selling points. And it worked back then. I definitely had one of these Krilla chains. I had a Mickey, unfortunately. I definitely had Rose. I don't think I had that ship though. I had this Clockwork Robot, the blue boy. Love him. Okay. I have the Lift. Yeah, I remember the Lift one. I got this one, Grandma Connolly. Faceless Grandma Connolly. Which you might think is a shit figure. I think it's class because you've got the wire on the screen and a little mini one as well. So you got a couple of good props in that one. Although the Grandma Connolly toy is not the best, but that's sort of how they market it, isn't it? Random basic Grandma, but with a fucking little TV villain, which is pretty cool. Series 3, I never had that. I never had Banacafalata. I wish I did. I never had Kylie. And I didn't have the aged and ancient 10th Doctors. Don't even think I had this version of Jack either. I did have a set with the I had a regeneration set. Hang on. I've got to keep this tab open so I can keep looking at it. I had a Utopia regeneration set. Oh, I had this Lift set with the 10th Doctor. That's where the one with the... Yeah, that was... I don't know why. I don't know why they even released this. Who the fuck wants a Lift? I just... As a kid, I used to pretend this was like a second TARDIS. Or it was like someone else's TARDIS. Because it had a light and it had a door and it did the trick. What did I have? I had this set. I remember I got it for like a birthday or something. 10th Doctor, Martha, and then Yana and regenerated Harold Saxon. Brilliant set. I mean, what a great set. Like, yeah, because it's a classic regeneration set, but you include the Doctor and Martha, and then you're cooking. I had that. So they had like Gelf pieces that they sort of added into these. I had a lot of season 3 ones, but I had the Master like this. I don't think I had him with Togglerfin though. I think I had him just by himself. 10th Doctor with glasses I've definitely had at some point. I definitely had a couple different Marthas. Yeah. I had a Carrionite, or Lilith, the Carrionite. I had definitely had a Jadoon Captain, and had a normal Jadoon Trooper as well. Dalek Sec hybrid. I had a Jadoon captain who I later made a mock version of the one from Series 12. Like I sort of added like a little mohawk to it and give it a bit of a repaint, and then sort of used it as a Jodie Whittaker era figure, which is fair. Dalek Sec hybrid. Novice Haim had that. Didn't have any of these ones, but they were cool. It's like variations of that. But this is when I stopped. I think it's probably when I stopped buying or asking for Daleks, because I was like, well, I had Brannigan, had the Scarecrow. Didn't have that spacesuit. That was the master I had, the one without the toggle frame. I had a normal face sweeping angel. I didn't have the screaming one, which was a shame, but yeah. I think one Christmas, one of my fondest memories of Christmas was basically Santa, or my parents, had given me this big box for Christmas, big cardboard box, and inside that cardboard box there was pretty much most of the figures from Series 3 of Doctor Who in there. And they bought all these figures for me. And a very, very lucky kid, and a very, very, core memory for me, though. I still remember that, and that was probably when I was about 6. I'm 24 this year, and I still remember that very fondly. Anyway, Series 4 merchandise. Oh boy, let's get into this bad boy stuff. This is kind of when I stopped collecting them. I definitely picked up a few more toys, obviously, I did. I mean, I definitely did. I didn't get the Pyrovile. I didn't get this sometime, but I got the one with the gun and the removable helmet, and I got a normal one, I think, as well. Oh, no, maybe I didn't. I think I just got this one, the Commander. Ood Sigma I didn't get. Natural Ood I didn't get. Donna I got, but without the big wasp part. I just got the normal Donna, which has always struck me as weird. The only ever Donna Noble figure that's ever been released is the one of her in the fucking fur jacket from fucking Planet of the Ood. Why? Why? just why would that be the case? Oh well. And they never used that fur jacket. They could have used it for a second Doctor. You know, they could have done something with that and just repurposed it. Never did. Oh no, they did. But I don't think it's the Donna one. But they could have done it at the time. I had Supreme Dalek, of course. I didn't have the remote control one, but I did have Sigma, Sigma, Ood, Sigma, Ood, Sigma, Ood, Sigma, Sigma, Ood. Remote control Davros. Oh, it's like a 5-inch one. No. Yeah. I didn't have any of the RC ones. I had one RC remote control set, and the only one I had was from Series 2. And it was this one. I had this one. It had the Cyberman with the removable C plate with the emotional inhibitor, and then it had a Dalek, 2 Daleks, and the remote controls. And I never understood why, because they looked weird. I don't know if you ever saw this, but they look weird. That's not what Dalek Sec looked like. And then they included it as the 9th Doctor battle pack, but I think they repurposed it from that. I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. It's a cool design, don't get me wrong, but it was never a thing. And this always was slightly too bronze. But can't complain. Didn't get the Jadoon Captain again. That was just repurposed. Vashta Narada, wish I got. River Song, wish I got. Never did. Time Lord, never got that either. Wish I had. Again, not Series 4 though. We just had to group it into a new thing, didn't they? Build your own cyber leader from the next Doctor. I think I might have had that, actually. I think I did. Oh, I definitely had some sort of buildable Cyberman, but I think it was slightly bigger. I had the Master from the End of Time, but only a few years after. I got this when I was doing YouTube stuff. So it was it was. I think I even unboxed it on the channel, to be honest. Rassilon, again, one that I got a long time after, not at the time. I got a regeneration set, but I didn't get them individually. I got a joint regeneration set between Matt Smith and David Tennant. Oh. Where the fuck is it? They definitely have regeneration sets are always the ones. Before I move on to Series 5 and talk more about Doctor Who toys, I'm going to go for a quick toilet break because I have the bladder of a child, apparently. But one thing I will ask, one question for you, food for thought, and to put in the chat, by the time I get back I'll have a read. Let me know what your favourite Doctor Who toy was as a kid that you got, or as an adult even. But if you have like a fond memory, what was your first Doctor Who toy? What's your favourite one, your prized possession that you still own, or maybe you gave away a long time ago and regret? Let me know in the chat, and we'll chat about that when I get back. Whoa, there we are. 8th Doctor Sonic, my mum chucked it away, and it's so rare now I want to cry. Little red plastic bullet was delectable to nibble on. That wasn't... Was that the War Doctor? The one with the red... Oh, no, the thing... No, you're right, sorry, no, you're right. No, I was thinking of like the red light one. TARDIS playset, threw most of it out and only have the console left. That's really sad. I gave away my TARDIS console playset when I was a kid, and then a few years later I bought it at a car boot sale, which I was very happy with, because I wanted it back. And then when I was a bit older and I started earning money from YouTube, I bought the 11th Doctor TARDIS playset, because it was always the one I wanted as a kid but never could have. We'll get to that though. 8th Doctor Sonic, 4th Doctor Sonic, good one. I got an 11th screwdriver and his TARDIS with a Series 5 interior. Love them both so much, just the one I was talking about. Love them both so much, and I think I've still got the 12 screwdriver too. 12 screwdriver's great. Big tub of Doctor Who figures and Bratz dolls. I love them all, and she chucked them away. TARDIS player set must have been one of my favourites from my childhood. It's got to be the Sonics. I had like 5, 9th, 10th Doctor Sonics. I used to be able to take them apart and put them back together in like 30 seconds. I love that. Love that. Don't get toys anymore, but we'll definitely get a Dark Eye Sonic if they made one. Oh yeah, that's a good shout. I had basically all the figures, which 70% I lost unless they were Doctor Cybermen or Daleks. Wow. Lost. My first Doctor Who toy, it was the 13th Doctor from episode 4 and the 12th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. That's sick. Very, very cool. We'll get back into these toys. Let's have a look at more of these. So I want to jump into the action figure sets, because I realised there's actually quite a few sets that I missed down here. But also just what ones to shout about. So, December 2010, we will get into Series 5, but I do remember getting this Toys R Us exclusive, I think. But it was from the Xmas Adventure. Christmas Adventure set, it was called. And it had Amy in a police costume, and then the 11th Doctor in this weird red striped tweed jacket. But I believe it was one of the first releases of the 11th Doctor's TARDIS box. Non-electronic, of course, but it was the first time I got this box, and I was very, very excited as a kid, because I remember I like kind of fell in love with Matt Smith's era straight away. So that was really nice, honestly, to have, to get that was just like a really exciting thing. In terms of other box sets, I did eventually get the 11 Doctors figure set, which was, I think, the first time I owned a lot of classic Doctor Who figures. Not the character option. Actually, I owned this as well. I think I actually still do own this somewhere with all the character. What was it called? Character building, maybe. And then the 11 Doctors figure set. I think I got this at some point. Great set. Wish they'd do this again now, but probably won't, unfortunately. Which is really sad, I think. Try to think what else they've got. Companion set is a pretty cool one to have. Daleks, I never got any of the classic stuff when I was a kid, because I was never into classic Who as a kid, because as a kid I was obsessed with New Who, and that was kind of my thing. They had these like figure gift sets where they had like all the things from like one wave, which I think is really cool, and I love that. Wish they'd do that again. Honestly, I feel like if they did that for like Jodie's era, like a Jodie era box set like this with all the Jodie era figures in it, all the Doctor, companions, and then like the monsters like that they had from that they released, because they did release some for series 11 and 12 and stuff. I had the remote control flight control TARDIS. I did have that, and I was very much a big fan of having that TARDIS set. That was a very fun one. I bought it at the Doctor Who exhibition in Manchester when I was about 6, which I do wonder if I've got any photos from. Maybe shouldn't put that on screen, George. Oh, believe it or not, I actually do. Manchester Doctor Who. I don't know if I've got any photos of me with that exact TARDIS, but I do have a photo of me with the face of Bo. Funnily enough. Look at him. And a Dalek. Maybe. And here's me inside a Dalek. Get your mind out of the gutter. I was 5. And yeah. A Slovene. Fuck knows. Yeah. That's where I bought my first flight control electronic TARDIS, which is quite fun. Moving on from that, I do want to have a look at some of the other ranges they had, so deluxe ones. They only released a few of these. I never got the Reaper with the electronic glow effect, but I did have the Face of Bo, and I did have the Empress of the Ragnos, which is really great. I bought the Face of Bo, I think I got that from Woolworths, which is very much showing my age. What a great set. I love that you could like move a little thing back and forward, and it would like move his mouth. Fucking weird. Why would they ever do that? But I love the fact they did. Still got the Ragnos somewhere. Now, I have a big box of Doctor Who toys in my parents' house. And if I ever get them again, and if I bring them down to London maybe, I will probably open them on stream and just kind of go through the entire box of broken and damaged figures and just talk about them, because I think that would be fun. 12-inch ones, never got any of these. Never ever got any of these, I don't think. Maybe a Cyberman. There's quite a few. I think I had a remote control Dalek one time. And the Money Bank, of course. But that's it. I don't think I had any of the other ones. 18-inch? Oh no, I had this Dalek, this sort of remote control fucking 18-inch Dalek. Very silly. Very, very silly. Series 5! Let's go to that. This is, some of these are newer, so that's like November 2015, so I'm not talking about that one. The Winston Churchill action figure, never had that one. I'm not saying I want the Winston Churchill action figure, but I did want the Ironside Dalek. And the fact that he comes with a desk and phones, that's pretty cool. You did everything you could with that, and you made it like a special thing. And I appreciate that. River Song from Series 5, never got that one. Or the Pandorica chair. This is when I started to stop. This is when I stopped kind of really collecting Doctor Who figures. I never collected them, but I was never able to afford and like have like a full collection. Nor did I want to, and I didn't want my parents to buy me stuff and all that. But the only ones I had this one, Toys R Us exclusive. Oh no, I didn't have that. I just had the normal one, which was this beautiful set of the Raggedy Doctor and the Matt Smith with the bow tie. I remember getting that as my first Matt Smith figure, and I still got it somewhere, so that's really cool. I don't think I've got an Amy Pond figure other than the police officer one from that set, that Toys R Us set that we mentioned before. Don't have a Silurian, don't have any of the Romans or anything like that. I did have a Prisoner Zero, which I got from Clearance Bargains in Newcastle, so that's a deep cut for you. I think I got a Smiler maybe at one point for quite cheap, but that's about it. And I might have had a Bracewell, but I don't think I did. I did, however, try and get the toys of the actual full-size Daleks here. But this is when I sort of went from the figures into like the Lego, like the character not character options, what was it called? Character, what the fuck was it called? Character building. Oh Christ, not that hard, George. Series 6. So we got a bunch of stuff in this wave, which I don't think I bought any of. I genuinely didn't own any of this shit. Like, I didn't buy any of this. I didn't care at this point. I was sort of like, I wasn't really collecting toys anymore, which is sad. But they didn't really release too much. The Peg Soldier, the Astronaut. But I think I was the peak generation of the Doctor Who toys. And I think when I stopped buying them is when a lot of people my age probably stopped buying them as well, because they just got older. By this point, 2011, I was 10 years old. I was just doing other things. Or I was playing with Lego, which is really great. And they had this goo thing. They put a lot of money into this fucking, like, for lack of a better phrase, you're making action figures out of, like, this fucking packaged cum. And it's horrible. Sorry for the crude language, but it's true. There's this horrible fucking white slime that you're sticking in a fucking bit of plastic to get an unmovable Doctor figure, which is just, like, encased in fucking white because they had to do this whole Rebel flesh thing. Clever to an extent, but it's just slime, and it's just getting into that fucking mucky, horrible era of fucking toys, and ugh, not my favourite. Yeah, but I didn't actually get any of these. Actually, I think it's probably the first series I'm looking at where I'm like, nope, don't remember getting any of these. And I think the same can be said for Series 7. There wasn't any released at the time. There was literally no figures. Oh, this is when we went 3.75 inch, right? So we got Day of the Doctor Collector set. I didn't get any of the 3.75 inch figures, I don't think. I think I might have got a 10th Doctor maybe at one point. No, I think I got a Capaldi maybe. I don't know, to be honest with you. I really don't know. I always wanted to, and I've always said in my mind, I always had the Regeneration Doctors. I've always wanted to get that, and I've always wanted to get the Sonic Screwdriver. That was always one thing I wanted to get. I never got any of these sets, any of these sort of diorama sets. Cool idea, but just a bit pointless. Probably just the 3.75 inch figures probably helped them save money, but you had a generation of people who weren't going to ever buy them. But I wasn't even buying the 5 inch ones, to be honest, at that time either. So you had this, which was September 2014. I did get this. The other Doctor, the weird middle ground set where it had a pretty good John Hurt, but then it also gave you like a Paul McGann head, which just looked fucking crazy. But yeah, never got a Rory figure. I did get a 11th Doctor figure in the purple coat, but that was only, again, after I started YouTube. I never bought this set as much. I loved it, and I think I did want it at the time. I never ended up getting it. Because I couldn't, you know what annoyed me about it is it wasn't one set. It was like, you didn't get two figures. You got one figure and three heads. You know, and I kind of wanted, like, Matt Smith pre-regeneration and then Peter Capaldi post-regeneration, but you could only have the one figure. You just swap out the jacket and the head. Never got this figure. Always wanted it, but never got it, which is such a shame. Because the only versions of this now are the ones with the scuffed face and stuff. George, are you going to get the Switch too? I hope so, yeah. That's my aim. I did, however, buy the purple Missy figure, which was gorgeous. Look how good of a figure this was. When this came out, it was crazy big. I think because they announced it and it was like, we're back to the 5 inch figures, I was like, okay, I've got to get it. It's the Master. Like, I've got to get that. But I didn't ever get a Peter Capaldi figure until Series 9, which I'll get to. I didn't get any of these. I never got a Clara figure. I never got a Capaldi Series 8 figure, but I did get the Missy in purple because I thought that was a cool figure. It came with good accessories. It was a really, really great figure. All this shit I didn't buy into, ever. So I just didn't see the fucking point in it. I get it, and I know it was a generation of kids who probably like that, but not for me. Then we go for these figures here. 12th Doctor Series 9. I got this one, which is one of my favourite Doctor figures that I bought at the time. I was obsessed with this when it came out. I don't know why I was obsessed with this, but I just think it's a really great figure. And it's probably a better likeness to Capaldi in his hair, especially in Series 9. It comes with his new Sonic. Amazing. Yeah. And eventually they re-released like a bunch of other ones as well. Series 10 Plus. We can talk about this, but there isn't too much to talk about. They haven't actually updated this website, which is where I'm going to go to a different website because there is a great one, but I cannot remember where the fuck to find it. And I believe someone on Twitter made the website, so I'm going to try and find the person's Twitter and then find the website vicariously through that. And I think I managed to find it pretty much immediately. It's put together by James Blowers. It's a great website. basically covering the database of Doctor Who toys, right? So we can go through per era. I talk about the lack of toys or toys that have been released per era. Great to see the variations here. Obviously, you've got the 12th Doctor regenerated here, and then Series 8, Series 9 variants. Really cool, because they kind of released this figure to be taller than the other ones as well, which I really liked. The B&M set was released later, which had the sort of taller one, but then they did this whole thing with the red coat, which I really liked, but then they sort of changed it slightly so it looked like kind of, I don't know, a bit smaller. Bill Potts' first figure that came out, the first one that came out was, I believe, this one, but I think this one was first, because it sort of appeared at B&M before it appeared on Amazon, and I ended up buying this one, because I really liked the figure. And it was just like, let's support it, it's a new B&M set coming out, it's a new character, you know, a new companion. Never, Davros is just a re-release. Missy's just like being re-released a bunch of times. The only good one I've seen is this one, where they kind of basically redid the style of it and the costume a little bit to reflect what she looked like in Series 10. So again, I do like that they kind of took advantage and just kind of like redid a bunch of it, and that's what character options are very good at doing now with newer stuff. I think they're very good at that, and I like that. That's what it used to do back in the day with David Tennant's era. It used to repurpose, used to run with things and make it better and more interesting. Absolutely. But never bought the TARDIS. Let's talk about Jodie Whittaker's era. 13th Doctor, which actually, I would say, was a little bit of a golden era for Doctor Who toy collectors in terms of new series toys, because we actually got some good variations of Jodie. We got 4 main variations. This was the original one that came out, which I kind of love, and I've still got this somewhere. This is the figure I have of Jodie Whittaker. It's a great toy. I don't know where the fuck it is now, but it's not with me, I think. But I remember getting this. I was very excited about this when this came out. It was really good to get a new Doctor figure, as it always is to get a new Doctor figure. It's always fun to get that. 13th Doctor pink top variation with the bum bag. It was cool to see that they did that sort of variation, but these were all Series 11 ones. You had that from Arachnids maybe, or I don't know, and then you had that from Resolution, and then they released one for Flux where it's a B&M variant, of course, but just the flipped colours with the coat. Very cool, easy variation. I love this figure, and I have got this somewhere in the flat that I'm living in now, but the regeneration figure, they didn't need to do this, but they did, and they cooked with it. It's a great figure. And the Fugitive Doctor, I actually have, I can see it down there, and it's a great set, and it's a great TARDIS that comes with it. They did a fantastic job with that. I'm so glad they took their time and eventually came out with it, and we now have pretty much every Doctor figure, which is really cool. And she came with a TARDIS and everything. They really put their effort into that one. Yaz has 3 variants. I quite like her 3rd variation. I'm glad they changed her hair. They didn't go lazy with it, because this was her sort of Series 11 look, and then they kind of spiced it up later on, which I like. Graham, I have a Graham somewhere. I have a Ryan somewhere. I don't have any holographic Whipping Angels. Again, cheap remakes of old figures, which is absolutely fair enough, but it does the trick. Jadoon Captain, again, redo. Jadoon Trooper, redo. This was a cool one. I cannot believe they made this. Looking back, I can't believe they put time into making this. I bought it, and I've got it somewhere at home. I love it. Original retail price, $12.99. God, those were the fucking days, weren't they? It came with a little fucking slimy goo, fucking, but not like goo, Series 6 goo, but like a little plasticky sort of rubber squid creature, which is perfect. It's exactly what it fucking needed. And fun fact, this is the first figure since 2015 as of 2022 that is entirely brand new and does not reuse any existing sculpts. I cannot believe that that even fucking exists. And then you got the electronic 13th Doctor TARDIS, which is fucking mega rare now. But guess who has that still on his desk? Here we go, and it still works. There's no light inside. They did take some shortcuts, but the light on top is blue and it works, which is very fun. And I have since, it didn't have an interior card, but I did have a Jodie one at the time. I have since replaced it with a Shooty era one, because I like to have the current Doctor's TARDIS and Doctor on my desk, and that's what I have with Shooty, who we'll get onto in a minute. Let's have a gander, but yeah, and the Fugitive Doctor TARDIS is also brilliant. That's also down there, I think, with The little Joe Martin figure. It's a great set. Really, really glad when they released that. That was such an exciting day. But then also traumatizing given how long it took to fucking get those figures. So we have 2 of each for the new era, which is absolutely fine. We've got one series already out. We've got another on the horizon. You'd hope that we get some more ones. I have got Ruby here as well. Ruby's on my desk. I just didn't want to pick her up. But I've got Ruby as well. So they did the character options exclusive online versions of the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday from the Church of Ruby Road. And then they did a Space Babies variant of the costume for the 15th Doctor and then a Dot and Bubble variant, which is again a very clever retooling. Not at all accurate, but very, very cool. A lot of people saying Dan, so let's talk about that. I really wish they'd done a Dan figure. They probably never will. You also have to consider likeness as well. John Bishop would have had to have signed off on that. Probably didn't want to. But also they probably didn't want to make one in the same way that we didn't get any of the big villains. Could you imagine though if they released a 13th Doctor set now? We had a little reconnaissance Dalek, Jadoon Trooper, Jadoon Captain, Screaming Weeping Angel projection thing, Ryan Graham Yaz, and a 13th Doctor variant. And maybe not Fugitive because that's like crazy, like limited edition. Hot take, didn't mind this one. I like this figure. I think the face looks nothing like David Tennant. But also, what the actual fuck is this? Because he doesn't even look like this in the fucking specials. It's just not a very good likeness of David Tennant, unfortunately, and I think it's just a shame because they almost had it, but the paint applications are so fucking heavy that you can't really even appreciate it. Yeah. Oh god, I've realised I'm not even showing my screen. How long have I not been showing my screen for? For fuck's sake. Fuck's sake, that's unprofessional. Amateur hour, George. Yeah. But yeah, I like these as well. These are pretty cool. Going back to the 10th Doctor as well, the TARDIS player sets. Oh, mama, those were cool. So many 10th Doctor variants. So many variants. The re-release 2017. I didn't buy into the re-release when it came up, but it was cool that it did re-release it in 2017. Oh, they haven't actually got any info for this one yet, but oh my god! I have this somewhere. Dismantled somewhere. I don't know if I'd ever bring it back to where I live now. I don't know if I would, because it's like, where the fuck would I put it? And really would I want it on display? It is a flimsy piece of shit. I'd love to do something cool with it. I'd love to take it apart bit by bit. I'd love to like give it a proper good paint job, like almost like metallic, and make it look really realistic. And it could be like a model. Like, I would do that, 100%. Maybe that's a project to consider in the future. I'm not sure. And the same can be said for the 11th Doctor TARDIS console. This bad boy. I have this somewhere as well. But again, this is mostly cardboard and completely unelectronic, which is where you start to see the downgrade of them. Yeah. But yeah, I love these consoles. I wish we got another one now, but I understand why we don't. Realistically though, you wouldn't have to do much. It's just a big bit of fucking plastic, isn't it? Spin-offs, yeah, we're not going to get into that. Classic series, I didn't really own many of these, but we can talk about it. And my eventual point that I want to get onto is talking about the what the future of character options holds and why I'm a little bit annoyed at the minute. Yeah, look, so the first Doctor's era, we have some good stuff, and the last few years have been very, very kind. We originally got our initial one. I used to own this. I sold it on eBay for a good amount of money, which is probably bad of me. No, it's not. Actually, fuck off. It's not bad of me. I'm being defensive of myself. I bought this for about 80 quid on eBay, and I sold it for a bit more. Sue me. Sabrina Carpenter, sue me. I owned it for about a year. I owned it for about a year, had it on my shelf, and I just went, you know what, if I'm going to give up some TARDISes, this is worth a bit, I might as well sell it. And I did, because it was inaccurate anyway. It's just a fucking phone box. It wasn't even like close to a good approximation. This is a better approximation. This is a better approximation. I have that version here, the Adventure in Space and Time one down there. Great William Hartnell sculpts. It's so cool as well that we've got a Richard Herndl and David Bradley one as well. Cool. Ian Chesterton. I was kind of hoping we'd get some more companions from the first Doctor era. We never did, unfortunately. But very cool that we got an Ian Chesterton figure. Roboman, just randomly. Sensorites and Vord we got in the last few years. 10th Planet Cybermen we got a few years ago. Mechanoids and Daleks a few years ago. Always going to get Daleks for every fucking era, but it's nice to see we're getting other ones as well. Very recently got the Abominable Snowman variant of the second Doctor with the big coat recently. We've got a bunch of different variants of him from different episodes and stories. A couple of different variants of the TARDIS now, which is really nice to see. I think I got this one at the time from the War Games. I don't think I ever got this one because I just did not give a shit about it. Ice Warrior has been released a couple of times. Cybertomb Controller and Cybermen from this era. And Daleks, of course. So nothing more than that. Glad that we got the Ice Warriors. Glad we got some TARDIS variations now, which is pretty fun. Third Doctor. Bunch of costume variations for this guy. Not loads, but a good amount considering the era. I remember this. Do you remember the Time Monster one? This was the first classic Doctor Who TARDIS to be released in B&M, I believe. Oh god, that went crazy when this came out. It was like, oh my god, it was like the first of its kind. It still had the really thick TARDIS base. It was flimsy shit, but it was brilliant when it came out. That was my obsession with collecting classic TARDISes. When this bad boy came out, I was like, I've got to have that. Got some great Joe Grant figures, which is really great to see. We got a young Sarah Jane Smith figure, which I believe initially was the series season 12 one, which just got repurposed to the third Doctor era. A good few Brigadier ones. Mike Yates and Sergeant Benton. Really cool that we got these figures. The Master, of course, from various different things. Buck, Autons, Sea Devils, Axon, Computer Bank TARDIS, Omega, Gelgard, Drashig, Magus, Centauran ship, variations of Dalek. You can tell which era Alduar fucking loves. Fourth Doctor era as well. Has a lot. Probably because it's one of the biggest eras in the show's history, but also because it's just got a lot of different content to go through. Got 3 different variations of the Regeneration one, with 3 different fucking head sculpts. Well, that's what pisses me off. What the fuck are we doing here with Tom Jones? That's not Tom Baker. Motherfucker, that is madness. We've got loads of different variations here. Different costumes and different things. I've definitely got the Sharda one somewhere. I love the TARDIS variations. I've got this one somewhere. I love the little top police light, very unique thing. Sarah Jane Smith and Harry Sullivan got released in the same... no, maybe not the same set, but I thought it was. But great, great figures. Really, really great to see proper, like, approximations of Sarah Jane and Harry from this era. K9, of course. Leela got a good few variations, actually, more than I remember. Romana, of course, got her first variation in B&M, as did Romana 2. Which I think is really cool that we actually got these. 2 variations of each, but really cool that we got both of these characters made into figures. Wait, legit? No fucking way we're like, that's happening live. Where? Where has this been announced? Where has this been announced? Is this legit? I'm not seeing anything on the Doctor Who account. Oh, you motherfucker! Oh my god! I was talking about toys, man. Oh my god! Fuck's sake! That isn't even funny. I was like on to it. I was like, oh my god, damn! This is content in the making. Sergeant Benson, Unit Soldier, pretty cool. The giant K1 robot, Centauran, Zygons, mummies, Sutek, bunch of different stuff. Really, really cool that we get all this shit as well. Morbius, Crinoid. Oh, it just makes me want to watch some classic Doctor Who, to be honest with you. Velians, Davros, fucking all of this Dalek stuff. It just got some really cool shit here. Fifth Doctor, again, lots of costume variants. Master's TARDIS, that's fun. That's fun with the mud. Love that. But that was my favourite 5th Doctor variant, I think, because it was just cleaner. I hate the fucking mud on this. Just unnecessary. Perry, the Master. Shiraz Jack. Raston Warrior Robot. When that got released, that was hilarious. And I was really happy with that, but I never got it. But yeah. Cool that we've got a 3rd Doctor variant from the 5 Doctors. We've got a bunch of stuff from the 5 Doctors era, actually. It was cool to see that. We got a Dalek from A Death Zone Dalek. That was a cool variant as well. What else have we got? Loads of Sixth Doctor stuff. We've got the Ultimate Adventure one. That was a bit of a unique one. And the Big Finish. And like real-time costumes, which is, again, kind of crazy. Perry got a few figures of her own. Cool variant. Cool figures. Yeah, good stuff. I didn't really own any of these. I'll tell you if I have. Yeah, I did have this. I do have this still. My only prized possession, I think, really, of this era, is I have this. And I bought that for a small fortune on eBay as well. Probably the most expensive Doctor Who product I've bought to date, other than the charity auction, of course, which I might jump into last minute. But yeah, that's beside my bed still, all the way back there. I'm not going to go and get it, but yeah. And the 8th Doctor, of course, has some stuff as well. Some variations from the Big Finish range. Fucking hate this look, can't lie. It's lazy as fuck, and it's just a 9th Doctor repaint, so fuck that. Love this, but never had it. I really, really wanted it. I should have got the B&M one, unfortunately, but I just never did. But even with that, it's like blue, isn't it? Yeah, it's not the right colour. I want the green coat. That's what I want. I want this figure, but that is so fucking rare now, and they never re-released it. A bunch of different Dalek things, which are, again, really cool. The era where B&M were releasing like loads of fucking stuff, I was like, this is great. Even the War Doctor got some shit, man. He got some fucking B&M releases. He got some fucking exclusive Daleks from stuff. And that's really cool. We don't get that shit anymore. It's really sad. Ah, man. We're getting there. This is cool. This website's great, by the way. This is. I'll put it in the chat just so you guys can check it out and give it some love. It is a great set. I am curious, just on the topic of the charity auction, and this is going to go a little bit later than expected, but you probably expected that. Doctor Who charity auction, prop store auction. I really am interested to see what the hell is going on. Because I'm like kind of ready to. I don't think I'm going to bid on anything, but for me, my thought is this is my one time to really own a bit of Doctor Who history, and I'm like, well, I might as well. It's going to charity, so if I can kind of, I'm going to look basically on the 25th of February on the last day. And I'm going to have a look, and I'm going to see what I can get, and what is cheap, what is good, what is shit. But let's go by lowest price first. Okay. Lowest price is the singular bid London Olympic athlete costume from Fear Her. I can understand why. Costumes from what episode? From Fear Her, I believe, as well. We all hate that one. Harriet Walter? I don't know who these people even are. So that tells me everything you need to know. These are all like at 100 each. Swarm's prisoner outfit from Series 13. Pretty cool. Silurian costume. Again, though, this is just shit, isn't it? Because it's just the under thing. It's not even the armour. It's a bit shit, isn't it? Like, I haven't got the armour or the neck piece or anything, or even the mask. See, that would have been cool, but it is just like fucking felt skin. The Ganger costume, of course, as well. Charlotte Ritchie's costume, so from Resolution. Daniel Barton's Lenny Henry's costumes. Costume and name badges from Series 12, episodes 4 and 6. Don't even know what those episodes would entail. 4 and 6. Nicola Tesla's Night of Terror and Praxius. Great. Fun. Pete Tyler's costume. Silurian. Pete Tyler again. He can't catch a break. Silurian head appliance. I think that's pretty cool as like a head sculpt. Do you know what I mean? I think it's pretty decent to have like a head sculpt like thing for like a workspace. I think that's kind of sick. Especially given that it's Silurian. It's a good bit of Doctor Who history. I don't know if I'd put money into it, but I'd be tempted with that one. A Stephen Fry costume. Yeah, no one fucking wants that. Nevi's costume. Grand Serpent costumes. Again, no one gives a shit. Kasavan costumes. Again, no one gives... It's like when there's no cultural interest in the characters or the monsters, like the Kasavan. Who gives a fuck? Like, really, no one's buying this. New Year's Day special costumes. The Blowfish costume. Doesn't even come with a blowfish head. Ridiculous. Shogo costume, pair of Weeping Angel arms, Heather's costumes, Kasavin outfits, and Saranga Hospital uniforms. So just like random shit. Praxia's spaceship light up antidote vials, teleportation device, and set dressing. Mind Up Guild's satchel, and John Bishop's screen matched bag and backpack. A natural oud costume. Which is not a bad one, really, but it is just a big cloth. Collection of the Dream Lord's costumes. Pair of Reaping Angel arms. Starlight Down Chronicles newspaper. It's a cool prop, I guess. Peg doll hand, again, cool. The Weeping Angel arms I'd be kind of tempted by, low-key, but I don't really want a Weeping Angel arm. Sandman costume on stand is probably the best, like, low-price one. I know it's not a very good episode, and I hate the episode, but, like, to get a full monster costume on a stand is pretty fucking fire, low-key. That's quite impressive for 250. Not that it'll finish at that bit, it'll probably go up a lot more, but maybe Weeping Angel arm, maybe that's what I need to go in for. Maisie Williams' costume, Tim Shaw's horrible fucking face. I don't know if I'd ever want that. Maybe I'll be tempted, but it looks absolutely horrendous, and it's probably just gonna rot because it's just made of like latex and like fake teeth. So that's just like disgusting, obviously. Light up MI6 spy gear. The Skithra Queen costume's pretty cool. Pig Slave costume is a pretty cool one. The Monk is a cool one with the headpiece. See, what I'd do is with this is I'd probably just sell it and then keep the headpiece, because the headpiece is probably the coolest bit, although it just does just look like a zombie without the robes. Cool though. Unit jacket and vest. I'd be tempted with that one, low-key. Which one is this from, anyway? Was this from the Centenary special? Yeah. I'd consider that one, to be fair. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty sound. Sandman creature costume, but not on a stand. Somehow getting more money than the one that is on a stand, which doesn't make any sense to me. Weeping Angel Wing is pretty cool. God, random fucking costumes. Thing is, the costume ones you can't really do anything with unless you have a significant connection to the people in it, or you want to use those era of costumes for something. Then I don't know. There's not really much point. Androvac's face prosthetics. Clive Swift costume. Jadoon head cast is pretty cool, I can't lie. Matt Smith's pair of distressed costumes and shirts. Again, really cool on paper because it's like screen worn. Matt Smith has actually worn these. He's worn them in the show. They look amazing. But I'm like, would I really want tatty fucking clothes like that? They're just... That's probably the coolest one because that's like the iconic Series 5 one, right? But, God, the fucking shoes. Oh, it's covered in fucking snow and shit, yeah. Minotaur head, probably would consider that one, honestly. The problem with it, again, with any old props like this, is they're kind of like rotting. It's kind of not had the TLC that it kind of deserves. Harvest Ranger costume. Shit episode, but again, really cool costumes. If you were making like a sci-fi film and you wanted to repurpose an old Doctor Who one, perfect one to do. Really, really cool. Honestly, these aren't going for too much money at the minute. And I'm kind of sat here thinking, I would consider getting shit like this, honestly. But they will jump up last minute, as with all bids. Dalek parts, 100% would consider. 11th Doctor's prototype garments is a very cool, rare find. Robes and head appliance. TARDIS EpiPens, who gives a fuck? You can't what? Oh, you can't use it in other films? Yeah, like, I get that. I do understand that. I know you can't put it in an exhibition. Yeah. But I was about to guarantee that it will not be used in exhibition or as part of any film or television production. But, like, what's to stop you from doing it? Do you know what I mean? What's actually to stop you from doing it? Once you own that, let's say it's been 5 years, and you use it in a film, you spray paint it to look completely different, and you can do it. You've bought it. You paid money for that. You do whatever the fuck you want with it. You can smash it to bits. You can put it. I'm not saying an exhibition. That would be probably a little bit more. Like if you do like, Doctor Who costume exhibition and charge people, that's probably bad. But if you spray painted it, changed it up, took some bits away, added some new stuff to it, and put it in a short film, what's to fucking stop you from doing that? I think that's what it is. Melted Dalek drone, I kind of like that one because again, like that's the one I was on set to see that prop as well, so I'm kind of like I kind of would like to get that. Pair of Weeping Angel wings, I think is a really cool one, but where the fuck would I put them? Pretty cool for a YouTube background. Back of the chair, do you reckon? Like up there, like that. That'd be cool. Yaz's police costume, he gives a Sea Devil statue, absolutely fucking not in a million years. Sea Devil sword, would consider. Clockwork Droid faces, would consider. Hikes, would be tempted, but it is a lot of money. Max Capricorn cyborg body. I'm surprised these aren't higher, honestly. I'm really surprised they're not higher. Whipping Angel statue, again, like, would be, like, the 700 is not bad for, like, a broken fucking Whipping Angel statue. Because you could add to that. I don't know what it's actually made out of. Fiberglass, painted to look like aged and weathered stone, mounted to a backboard, features an iconic screaming facial expression. What's it mounted to? How does that even... It's just like half in the room, half out. It's like mounted to a board. Oh, is it that? For that, then? So it's going to... Oh, I don't know. Either way, interesting. I don't know. Part of me's like, I've got savings, and I shouldn't really be spending money on fucking Doctor Who shit, but I'm kind of like, maybe I do actually want to spend money on shit like this. Maybe this is what I want to do. Maybe I do want to spend... I'd be genuinely tempted. There's part of me which is like, I do want to own a bit of Doctor Who history, and if I can't get one of the good ones, I'll get one of the shit ones. Missy's Vault Door, cool. Don't remember this one from Oxygen, maybe. Nikola Tesla props, yeah. Mind of Gill's costumes, sure. Slovene headpiece, again, it's just some bloke's head, but it's cool. Weeping Angel wings, Matt Smith's costume, Kill the Moon, spacesuit stuff. Who the fuck's getting that? Who's bidding for Kill the Moon bits? Traitor Dalek exposed interior fragments. Love that again. Just any bit of Dalek I think would just look amazing. Yeah, look at that. That is pretty cool, to be fair. That's tempting. Okay. Weeping Angel bust again, pretty cool. 12th Doctor and like original costumes, pretty cool. Death the Doctor, that fucking shirt. I hate that shirt. I wouldn't even want to buy that. I don't even want to remember it. Never mind buy the fucking thing. Capaldi jacket, pretty sick. Probably from Mummy and the Orient Express by the looks of it. The Master's TARDIS cube. Someone wanted this on Twitter, and I'd love them to get it because I think it's a really cool piece of Doctor Who history. It's like his TARDIS thing. Panbot costume, like in full, like a proper fucking alien robot costume. Very cool. I would kind of love that. Get a shipping quote? Oh goddamn, you have to pay for shipping? Fuck. That's where they'll get you. God damn. Weeping Angel bust. Yeah, again, just really cool. Really, really cool. It's almost like the other ones are actually cheaper, but they're not getting picked up as much because they're like kind of shit photos, but I think they're fine. Red Dalek lower half, 13th Doctor's outfits here, 13th Doctor's t-shirts here, it's pretty cool. Ood headpiece is great. Gallifrey Time Lord Soldier, very cool. That portrait, I don't know why people are going for that portrait, but I get fine. But where was that in the show? Oh, it was like above his desk. I mean, fair enough, but it's just some fucking geezer, isn't it? Oh no, he's on the TARDIS. Or is it... What is it actually supposed to be? I never realised that they were TARDIS roundels. The portrait is printed on canvas. Falk's artist's signature has been hand-painted and red-painted. The frame is made of wood. Ah. Alright, well fair enough then. I didn't realise it's like a proper thing. Gwen Cooper costume from Torchwood. This one is cool. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. It's a full fucking costume. I would honestly get that. I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have anywhere to put it, but I would want to get that. Matt Smith costume. Anything Matt Smith's won, would love. Sea Devil would be really cool. Handbot costume, really cool. Why are people bidding for this one, but not the one that's like cheaper? That's what I don't understand. Why is that such a big difference? Like that's currently on 1,000. It's asking for this one. is on 1,400. So why isn't the person who's bidding here bid on the other fucking one? Same with the Sea Devils. What are we doing here? That's closer. That makes sense. Cyberwoman, like, is such an iconic bit of history for Doctor Who, though, and Doctor Who fans. The fucking cyber lingerie, basically, is kind of crazy. Captain Jack Harkness's wooden desk and chair is pretty cool, but again, it's fucking enormous. It's a massive, massive desk. And I've just bought a new desk. Otherwise I would consider it, but no. Matt Smith's costume from the special. Screen matched Peter Capaldi jacket. Screen matched or screen worn? Matches the one seen on screen. Yes, it's not even the one that's seen on screen. Gotta be careful with that. Screen matched does not mean he wore it. John Sims jacket, very cool. Exhibition half Dalek. I would also love that. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. I can't lie. I'd have that against a wall somewhere. That's sick. Weeping Angel statue, of course. Ashad, pretty cool, full costume there. 13th Doctor, pretty cool. You're getting all the good ones now. We're getting to like £3,000, yeah. The Elephant Sign Pub baffles me. Who will... I mean, not to judge. It's a cool bit of Doctor Who history. It's a really cool pub sign. But who's wanting a prop from fucking Shakespeare Code? What are we talking about here? 12th Doctor's jacket. Again, I looked at this. I get it. £3,250. I completely understand it. This is an iconic costume from various episodes. Especially Heaven Sent, right? But you're never doing anything with that. It's battered to fuck. Even if you try to clean it up, it's been sat in fucking storage for years. It's not going to clean up well. Same with Donna Noble's dress. I love the idea that there's 2 Doctor Who fans out there who are going to get married and are going to wear this dress. However, bearing in mind that the fucking dress is, for lack of a better phrase, minging. It's got like bits of mud and the shoes. Look at the state of them. I know that's intentional because it's sort of a bit rough, but it's not going to be a nice dress. It's been sat in a warehouse for fucking 15, 20 years. Mondastic inside my costume. I completely understand this one. This is the one that I would want personally, but I get that I can't have it, so that's fine. That's fine. I'll take that. That's fine. Stonehenge Cyberman photo matched head. Again, not an actual screen used prop. But cool, the fact that it's screen matched because it is effectively a Cyberman head, and that is actually really sick. So that's cool. Destitute Dalek. I don't know where the fuck this is from, but yeah, probably screen used presumably at some point. From Asylum of the Daleks. Cool. Asylum of the Daleks. So not a great story, but a one that's good enough for you. It's fucking horrible though. You couldn't have that in your flat, could you? This is really gorgeous. So like a hand matched painting with a couple of props from the Van Gogh episode. Really cool. This is the jacket that I would want. Of course I want that, but that's obviously the most fucking one that everyone seems to want. £5,000 is now the asking price for this. I'm not paying £5,000 for this. As much as I love it, I'd rather just get a replica. Plus I probably wouldn't even wear it. And then you get full-size Dalek, Traitor Dalek. But again, holy shit, screen matched. Does that mean it was on screen? No. Oh, maybe it is the one though. Painted to look metallic, matches the one seen on screen with scarred detailing, but it's not the exact one seen on screen. It's likely that they made this to sell, which is an interesting development. And then of course the Adventurous Space and Time TARDIS, which is going for £9,000, because of course it is. This makes complete sense because it's from one of the best little pieces of Doctor Who history. It's a replica of the first Doctor's TARDIS, a really faithful replica, and it's a full TARDIS, for fuck's sake. People pay through the fucking... people pay through the fucking anything for this. But this is proper, you know? It's actually from that film. So yeah, if your question is, will I buy any of this? Or will I try and put a bid on any of this? I would love to. I definitely want to own a bit of Doctor Who history, and this is definitely something I'm interested in. But I'm probably not going to go for any of the top-end stuff. I can't afford that. But I would definitely consider putting money onto something a bit shit to have something on display. I'd love to have something on display, whether it's like a monk head or something like that. It would be really cool to have on display, like a piece of Doctor Who history, like an actual Doctor Who prop. Yeah, I'd absolutely love to. So, yeah. I don't live in Cardiff. I don't know have any connections who would be able to get the props otherwise, even if I buy them. not on a charity auction or a bid or anything like that. There's no way. So this is like my one chance really to get something, and I feel it's the same with everyone else. I know it's not very accessible for a lot of people, and I know that's caused a lot of uproar, but for me, I'm very much like, yeah, it's for charity, and I'd be happy to put some money towards something good. That's surprising to me that this still isn't getting any more bids, even though it's the Sandman. I mean, which is awful, but it's cool as fuck. Yeah, but that'll be over this time next week, no? Oh, when does it end? Season is 99, so it'll end before next week's live stream. So next week's live stream, I'll reveal if I manage to get anything. I probably won't, but we will see. In the meantime, though, it is 8:20, so we are well overdue to go over to Twitch. We're going to be playing The Last of Us Part 2 this evening. We're going to be continuing our playthrough of that. So if you want to see that, head over to twitch.tv/gbsheard right now. Look, here it is. I'm getting it open for you. It's on screen. You can see it. The link is in the chat. I will see you over there in a couple minutes. We're going to be playing The Last of Us Part 2 once again live. So come and join us, come and have a bit of fun. We'll keep talking about Doctor Who. If you want to ask more questions about the charity auction, more questions about figures, more questions about the cancellation rumours of Doctor Who, please join us over there. I'd be more than happy to chat about it. And you know me, I love waffling. That's why I do these things on Tuesday evenings. So yes, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you all next week. If not, see you in about 5 minutes on Twitch. Bye bye.